Put a bit of lime in your life and shake it, not stirred. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. I'll be talking about a Summit-FI IEM, and this is the Lime Ears Terra, which is a 1DD 5BA driver IEM coming in at about $1,200 US. It's been a while since I talked about a Summit-FI level IEM, so will it remind me that Summit-FI level IEMs are a class of their own, or has the mid or high-fi level IEMs gotten so good that this category is slowly becoming pointless? Before we dive deeper, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Damien from the Australian Head-Fi Tour and Lime Ears for arranging this tour and allowing me to be a part of it to share my experience with all of you. However, as always, this will be returned after I'm done with testing this, but all thoughts and opinions are my own and are not influenced by any parties. If you've been enjoying my content, please do hit that like and subscribe button, as that will help my channel a lot and allow me to bring more content like these. Now that's all out of the way, let's talk unboxing. Opening the box itself, you'll be greeted by the IEMs, followed by the case made out of leather or fall leather but in like a moss green color. It's a little bit on the smaller side, so I find myself squishing the IEM and the cable inside. It's enough, but I personally prefer to have a little bit more space, especially when it comes to IEMs at this price range. The stock cable that it comes with looks really nice and simple, copper wiring in a transparent plastic sleeve, and it has some thickness to it to the point where they've just used a double weave design for the cable, and it already has some rigidity with that. Design for the terminations had some hard lines to it, and there's not much more to say since it's a very plain looking cable, but it does the job and it feels really sturdy. As for the looks of this IEM, similar to the cable design, it looks really simple, but because of that lime green powder coated color on the IEM shell, it makes it stand out a bit because you don't get a lot of green looking IEMs, or at least green that looks like this. And it does look nice, but I'm not really a huge fan of the faceplate being this glittery shimmery faceplate. However, it's keeping in tune with the green theme with its green colored background against all that shimmery shine, with Terra's branding and name and logo in gold on either side. But it kinda gives me a little preview where this IEM may look simple and plain, but how it sounds is not how the looks are representing. More on that later. The nozzle on this IEM though, typically I don't have much issues with IEM nozzles, but this one is on the wider and longer side. So I have to shift to medium to small sized ear tips when I normally go for larger ones on other IEMs, and even with that, I do feel the girth in my ear hole. So personally, even though I can wear this IEM for hours, I do find myself having to take it out from time to time just to have a breather, so it's not the most comfortable IEM to wear for me personally compared to plenty of other IEMs that I've tried, but the sound makes me want to stay listening to songs for hours. So let's talk about sound. This is one of those IEMs that just ticks boxes. Do you want details coming through in your music? Terra. Do you want an intimate sounding presentation that focuses on vocals? Terra. Do you want a relatively smooth sounding treble but still be able to hear that clarity in their voice? Say it with me now.
Terra.
That's what the Terra does. There's rumble coming in from the deep end to bring you that hum, laying the foundation to your tracks that makes it engaging. Bass notes are snappy and punchy, that single DD carrying all the weight in delivering bass performance, and it does the job well and it keeps the mid-range clean. It does not have the weightiest or heaviest sounding bass note, but there is just a touch of warmth added to the presentation, but those wanting that lush, warm blanket performance is not going to find them from the Terra. Vocals coming across front and center, and the Terra is on the intimate side, so you do hear them close to you, so while you're not getting that really wide holographic presentation, you still get a lot of details coming through. Because separation and imaging on this IEM is good, that you don't get swamped with all the details, and it's like a sound bubble wrapping your head. Treble is coming through clear without sounding too sharp or piercing, so I would still consider this IEM relatively smooth, especially to my ears, but just putting in a very mild caution because of how close the sound is. That treble may bite some very treble sensitive people, but treble extension does have some roll off where trumpet sounds like they have a bit of distance to them and is missing a bit of that sharpness to their note attack, but it works with the overall tuning of this IEM. All in all, just a very well balanced tuned IEM across the board. Has enough of everything to bring the music to life. However, there is one IEM that is the gatekeeper for me, and if you've been following my channel, you know I'm a huge fan of the Thea Audio Monarch Mark III, and comparing it with the Lime Ears Terra, for me personally, the Monarch Mark III has a little bit more soundstage width as the sound isn't as close to you compared to the Terra, and the Mark III also has a bit more body in their bass presentation, but the Terra has just a touch more rumble coming from the deep end. However, if you want something a little bit cleaner and you found the Mark III to be a little bit too much on the low end, then the Terra is definitely the option between the two. Details retrievals are about on par. There's a bit of openness to the treble extension on the Monarch Mark III, but it still sounds relatively smooth to my ears, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just too used to the Monarch Mark III, but after going back and forth between the two, I still find myself reaching to the Thea Audio Monarch Mark III more than I do with the Lime Ears Terra, but I've heard a lot of people preferring the Terra, so your experiences may vary. So in summary, Lime Ears Terra sounds sounds really good. But the one thing that is preventing me from feeling like I'm missing out on this solely comes down to fit and comfort. That nozzle for my ears really does put a small damper to my personal experience, but if your ear holes are big enough and can take the size, then you're in for a fun ride. Of course, you need to have $1,200 additional to spend as well. However, that's my take on the Lime Ears Terra, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Have you tried the Lime Ears Terra? Is that your preferred Summit 5 level IEM? Comment below and let me know. And with that all said, thank you once again to Damien from the Australian Head-Fi Tour for this opportunity, and to all of you for watching. Until the next experience, take care and happy listening.